Carl and Brendan here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhbl.com for short. It is battle reaction time as we are coming to With Heavy Hearts, a band I know, but don't know well enough to recognize the title of this track. Maybe I've heard it, maybe I haven't. I don't know. You explain, Brendan.
I don't really have a lot to explain. So the thing with Heavy Hearts, I've gone completely blank. I was trying to remember the name of the album this came out on. Oh, it's called The Mirror's Principle.
That's it, yeah.
So this was the first album I'd heard from these guys. Melodeath, I guess. You know, this is me returning to, a favorite safety comfort blanket of a genre. But at the same time, knowing that that's risky because obviously, the risk of just continuously playing Melodeath will eventually lead to you going, I'm pretty sure I've heard this 4,000 times already from you, Brendan. But so with Heavy Heart, years and years and years ago now, and like 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, they reached out to us on the website with this debut album. I think they were unsigned at the time, and I reviewed it and I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I didn't hear much from them for a little while, and then they started releasing some singles, and they'd kind of looked like it had changed in the band. And actually, a couple of their more recent singles, then after that, when I listened to them, I didn't like them at all. I felt they'd moved away from the sound. And then they went quiet again, and then they've come back again like in the last year or so, and are back more towards this sound again. So I don't know if they was having like an experimental phase or something in the middle of it, see how it goes. But anyway, this is the first song I remember from that album, The Mirror's Principle, a song I still listen to regularly today. I think it's a fantastic track. It's relatively straightforward, simple, pretty short, good, solid, Melodeath with a little bit of synth, and few surprises, to be honest.
Just to hammer Brendan's point home, you go to the website and you put them With Heavy Hearts into the search bar. You can find 2015, yes, 7 years ago, Brendan wrote the EP review for the Sparks EP, followed by a year later, The Mirror's Principle album review. About 6 months later, a band interview you conducted with them. That same year in 2017, 2 months later, the single Lost. And then nothing. We didn't do anything until 2020, June 2020, when Moments Gone was a single released. And then we had another massive gap until quite recently on the 8th of April this year, 2022, where they appeared as part of a single slam with the song Hollow, that I described as straight off the bat. Hollow is a banger, attractive, delivers on the promise of hard-hitting and powerful Melodeath, and then some. A brilliant sound. Every instrument shines in this release, and together compel the head to bang, the feet to move, and the hands to rise up. The best thing about it, the chorus is complete fire. Might be one of those memorable things this band has ever created. So apparently I really liked Hollow. So.
Oh, well, this is setting me up quite nicely here. And actually that reminds me, because actually the EP Sparks, which is where this song is originally from, but then it was also released on The Mirror's Principle. But the difference between the two being the EP featured Philip Strand, the Mirror's Principle album did not. So it was just the band. So that was the difference. I'm not entirely sure who Philip Strand is, but I do remember quite clearly in my head even now that while I like both versions of it, this was my preferred version.
Okay, so I put his name into Google. I got Philip Strand as a Swedish vocalist who debuted on Monster Cat as the featured vocalist on a song Overdose by Boss Fight.
Right.
Okay, that doesn't really...
No, it doesn't help me, but I mean, Swedish band, so, it could be the one.
Vocalist, so. I guess.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, but I don't mind this band. So, let's give this a go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Straightforward and simple.
Yes, it's great when it's like that. A new thing I've started to do for these videos is I've now got a pad of paper next to my left here with a pen in my hand. So what often happens as the song's going on, I'll hear something particularly I like, and I think, oh shit, I must remember that to mention when we talk after the song is finished. But sometimes you'll end up forgetting because there's obviously a lot of words being spoken. So now I'm going to jot it down quickly on my left hand so I remember, particularly if it's something important. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to mention that. Straight off the bat, let's just get this out there right now as my chair sinks to the floor. That was a banger. That wasn't just a banger. That is a fucking excellent melodic song. Good. That literally does almost, from what I can say, I'm about to say almost nothing wrong, but I'm like, no, it does nothing wrong for me. It is short and to the point. It is metalcore Melodeath 101. And the thing about that is, well, that might sound like a slut. It's not, because it's simply doing the best version of Melodeath you possibly can do. This is what I would expect to hear from a Melodeath song. I'd expect to hear guttural vocals. I expect to hear clean choruses. I expect to have a certain level of catchiness. I expect to hear fast thumping drums, tight riffs, all this stuff, and it's all there compacted into a 3 minute and 3 second song as well. It is incredibly catchy. But weirdly enough, the thing I wrote down was that I was really loving Freya, aside from the drums, which are so fucking good on those drums, is I love the vocals and how they were running over each other constantly. And this wasn't just in the chorus where the clean was then getting cut off at the end, not cut off, but you'd have the clean, and instead of running and then going into the heavier side, it's just slightly above the end of it. So it's running, and then that one starts, and that's running. But even in the verses, in that, you've got it as well, where there's no breath be taken, because there's no gap where one set of lyrics ends and then the next starts, the next line starts. It seemed to be ending and immediately come up with the next. I'm going to presume Philip Strand is the clean vocalist. I don't know. I don't know if you can confirm that.
I think he is. But the difference is the thing that's odd with it. Like if you listen to the Mirrors Principle version of it, it's still the same song with the clean vocals. I think the only difference I really pick out of it when you listen to the band only version of it, that second section of the chorus. So he does the first 2 clean lines and then he goes higher. As a wanderer I am lost. He does that line, and that doesn't hit quite as that same peak. Like what on that album.
It'd be interesting to know exactly, because without really knowing the details about what he's doing there. But that really fucking matters. Normally it comes down to, wow, is that a good fucking song? And it's a really, really good song. It's a great song. I've really got nothing negative to say. Had it gone an extra minute in the same sort of vibe, maybe I would have done, but it doesn't. It goes for 3 minutes. That is, it's perfect.
Yeah, I'm pleased. I mean, you can imagine, like the first time, like when I got the CD, that's why I was like, "What the fuck? This is shit."
It's banging.
But I think sometimes, like, because I listen to so much of this stuff, and actually, even though I know this is only like 6-7 years ago, and because I listen to so much Melodeath, like there is an era around this time. There is a sound, right? So you go back like earlier than that, and the difference between, say, an At the Gates Melodeath and this kind of era of Melodeath, where it was like I don't know, Cypher System, which is actually, if you think of that song that we did a reaction battle to, a Cypher System song called Communicate the Storms. And it had that synth kind of wave. It's more so in the intro than throughout the rest of the song, but pops up every now and then. It had that non-stop vocal pattern, like, almost no time for a breath in the middle. Then it would hit the chorus and it would go for a soaring chorus. And this was a thing of that time, and it still is now. Like actually a lot of the bands are still doing the same sort of style now. It kind of took up around then. So I guess for me, sometimes when I listen to this stuff, and I listen to it a lot, I'm then like, I'm conscious that when I'm showing it to people, I'm like, oh, he might think this sounds like the Communicate the Storms one, or this one, or that one, or that one that I've already shown.
It's better.
But yeah, I think like I've always thought like the chorus, like it's a great song anyway. I really like the sort of symphony intro. I like the drums. I think the drums are phenomenal. I like the heavy vocals. I think he's got a good voice. But when that chorus drops, that's the change moment for the song. That's the bit where it goes like, this is good. Oh shit, that's the I want to belt that out. I want to sing that.
Yeah. I think I just had a look as well while you were talking there, because I was like, okay, let's make sure that is like what they are currently doing at stage, but it literally is Hollow is the latest thing. So based on the fact that I thought that was really good, and based on that's kind of re-energized. I'm trying to remember. I could have swore, I don't know if I missed it, but I could have swore they were playing in the UK this year at some point. Oh, I might have already missed it. I'm not sure. It's not for now anyway. I have to look into that. Yeah, it's a win. It's a win. It's a straightforward win as well, where there's no real difficulty. I think you know, I was quite headbanging throughout it as well. It was like that kind of thing where it's not forced, and I'm not paying so much attention to the screen because it's not a video, but I'm just enjoying it. That aspect. Yeah, well done. Yeah, great song.
Good stuff.
All right, you know what to do. You know what to do. You got any thoughts on it? You like it as much as we do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Go to Patreon and help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?